When you're tuning up, the easiest way to do it is with an electronic tuner. That's not really cheating. It's really the way it's done these days. There is the old-fashioned way, and I can show you that real quick as well. But let me show you how to tune up with the electronic tuner and give you a few tips on tuning up the banjo. One of the most important tips I could teach you is that it's really important to tune up to the note. Tuning from a higher note down to a lower pitch, the string has a tendency to work its way sharp again. So just as an example, if you wanted to, your string was tuned here and you wanted to go down a little bit, it's best to go and then back up to the note. That's really important. It kind of takes the tension out of the string, and that will save you a lot of trouble. And also with the banjo, remember that the tension on the bridge changes when you change the pitch of one string. So you may have one string in tune, and then you tune another string and you go back to that string and it's slightly out of tune. So sometimes you'll have to go through an extra time or two to make sure all the strings stay in tune after you change another string. One of the tips I point out to students when they're tuning is to make small movements. Usually when the banjo gets kind of hopelessly out of tune, it's when there's been a lot of twisting and cranking, and that gets you into trouble. So if you just make small movements, it keeps you from getting the banjo way out of tune. Another thing is, just as an example, let me show you. I'll just tune one string just slightly off, and it sounds like the whole banjo is out of tune. Now it sounds like the whole just sounds, really different with one string out. So you may pick up the banjo, strum it, and it sounds like everything's out of tune, and it's really only one string. So keep that in mind and just go through and check each string and see if you can't find that it might just be one string out of tune. I'm going to play each string in succession 8 times. We're going to start with the 4th string or the D string, and here we go. Let's start with the 4th string D. Here it is 8 times. Next, let's tune the 1st string D. Next, the 3rd string G. Now the 5th string G. And the 2nd string B. Next, let's pinch the 4th string and the 1st string together. Those should match. Now let's pinch the 3rd string and the 5th string together. Those should match. Now pinch the 1st string and the 2nd string together. That should sound good in harmony, something like that. And you can fret up here on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and match the 1st string with the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. Those should match as well. Let me quickly show you the old-fashioned way of tuning without an electronic tuner. The first thing you want to do when you use this method is make sure that your 4th string is as close to being in tune as possible. And you can start with that note. After a while, you'll get kind of a sense for that note being at least close to the standard pitch and what it should sound like. When you tune the old-fashioned way, just fret the 4th string at the 5th fret and then match the 3rd string open. Remember, the string you're tuning is the open string, not the fretted string. So that would be, there's a G, and the 3rd string is also a G. They should match as closely as you can. Next, we're going to tune the 2nd string, and we're going to tune it from the 3rd string. So we'll fret the 3rd string at the 4th fret, and we're going to match it. We're going to match the 2nd string to that. Now, just want to, as a tip, the intonation on a banjo is not perfect, and you want to get as close as you can. You might pinch these notes. If your banjo is maybe not as nice a one as mine, or as expensive of a model, and you're just beginning, you might not get that perfect thing because the note won't fret perfectly in tune. Okay, so again, you're doing the best you can the old-fashioned way. Okay, those match. Next, we're going to tune the first string, and we'll fret the second string at the 3rd fret and match the first string to that. And again, pinching together works really good. Those two notes pinched together are really important to be in tune because a lot of the melodies you play in the banjo play these two notes in succession. The last note we're going to tune is the 5th string, and that should be matched to the 1st string at the 5th fret. And you can pinch those two together as well. There you go.